GM, what's up, my people? Uh, it's a hot. Summer's getting hot here, so I'm recording like this with the windows open. So, guys, let's hit the charts, shall we? All right. So, I wanted to share with you this new technique I've been testing. This strategy for day trading. It worked yesterday to a certain degree. It's not perfect, like it, but it's a good guideline. Okay, it's a good guideline, and it is very dependent on the correlationship with the stock market. Okay, but worked yesterday, made some money. Left the positions open yesterday, which was a mistake. If you're day trading, we always want to like leave that moonshot open, but it generally reaches our stop because of range. But anyway, let me get into the details. If you're liking this, please share it with your friends and family. Maybe not with all your family, but let's dig into it. All right, guys. So there are important economic events today coming soon. So I think we have like CPI today or something. Okay, mortgage market index, MBA purchase index. Yeah, yeah. We have today business conference. Okay, I don't think there was CPI coming someday, either today or yesterday. Price increase, yeah, PPI. That was Japan yesterday. Today, 10-year Treasury gift auction. Okay, this is England. Okay, well, let's get into the analysis, guys. I checked that we can share the chart today. So before we get into all the indicators, I'm gonna clean everything, remove all the drawings, and I'm telling you exactly what I'm seeing, okay? So let's do a zoom in as we do always. Obviously, there is nothing bearish on this chart for the long term. On long term, on a weekly basis, we have our, we could say this would be the kind of the weekly low, weekly high, but I think this is going to be currently our significant market structure here at 100,300 and change. So that's weekly, fast and easy. Now this is a very tense area for Bitcoin. I'm going to tell you why exactly. Because in the one hand, we're like trying to break out and find new all-time high. In the other hand, this is clear resistance, right? We've tried it a few times lately. Let me go into the 12 hours to show you what I'm saying. This is acting as resistance, and it's clear acting. It's a clear resistance, 110. And the problem with the so this is a tip if you are starting to trade, and why a lot of people fall into this. Okay, when you're in a raging bull market, what sometimes what we want to do is we want to front run a trade, right? And then what I do is, oh, this is about to break resistance, so let me get in before, and then it breaks resistance and you're off to the races and you're making money. So that is what we call like a breakout trade, right? Now, whenever there's bull market or ranging bull trending market are the minority of the situations. It's like 20 to 30% of the time. 70 to 80% of the time, we are range bound, right? We're ranging, we're not trending. And that is when we need to respect support and respect resistance. So if you're approaching support, you would punt to short, just as if you were testing resistance. No, if you're testing support, you would try a long, But if you're approaching resistance, you're actually try to punt some shorts or see how it reacts or wait for it to retest before you enter long. So that's where we're at now. Now, let's get into the strategy that I want to share with you today. Worked for me yesterday. Let's see if it works today. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to sync our chart. Let's put up the SMA. That's the simple moving average of the 50 simple moving average, just to get a glimpse of if we're under or over. This is just a very, very simple, like general bias. Okay. So clearly we're over the 50 SMA. So there's nothing to be bearish about, right? But should we be searching for long or short? And what we're going to do about this is we're going to check out the Bitcoin dominance. Now, I was mentioning back then that this would be trying to form a double top. It has not yet quite formed a double top, but if you see this, this is forming like a range, right? It's forming like this kind of not here, not here, this, and now I want you to move here. Yeah, you see this little thing here. What we're instead of just copying, what we're gonna do is we're gonna copy it. No, we're gonna copy this one, and I'm gonna just clone it so that you guys can see it super parallel channel that we're forming here, right? So it looks like this, and this is a flag, and we're seemingly trying to break it to the downside. That's Bitcoin dominance. What that will create, if this breaks this support here at 62%, is basically alt season, which I've been screaming about on my Twitter if you've been following. So there's a good potential that alts are starting, when Bitcoin's ranging at all-time high, you're starting to see all this altcoins pop up and do some crazy runs, but you don't want to be chasing them, and they don't run all at the same time. And that's what we're going to focus on today. So the strategy I want to mention to you is called the orb, or the opening rate breakout, but what we're going to call it is the uh, market opening range. So I'm going to remove all the drawings here. I'm looking at the Nasdaq, guys. Okay, so if you want to check if this makes sense, what you want to do is you want to go into the correlation of crypto and the stock market, and it's just a daily chart, so you cannot get data if it's in the 5 minute or so. The minimum is a daily. The only thing you want to check here on this chart is that we are over zero, which means at least there's a slight positive correlation. So if we're not here, if we're here, this strategy most likely will not work. This means an inverse correlation. But if we're over the zero line, this might work. All right, got it? We want to see that there's some correlation between the stock market and the Bitcoin price. Now let's go back to our Nasdaq chart. Now, what we're going to do is very simple, guys. Instead of trying to do all this complex analysis, we're going to go to the 15-minute chart, right? Remember, we're day trading. And what we're going to do is we're going to mark the high and the low of the kickoff range of the market. We're now doing the London session, but the one that brings most volatility is the New York session, which starts in like I want to say 5 hours from now, 4 p.m. Israel. But now, so we started here, and as you can see, what this printed is a very long wick to the downside, which means this range is starting to work as support, and we're starting to break out to the upside. The thing that this allows us to do is we can start with a bias for the day without second guessing all the time. So if we're breaking out of this range, we're going to go down to the 5 minutes. And if we see that we close the candle outside of this range, we can say, we can punt along. We can say, okay, my bias for now is long, but I'm going to use dynamic money management. Does it apply on Bitcoin? Oh well, that is the key thing we want to check today, right? So we are seeing that this was the latest support. So we're gonna mark it here in white. We don't want to break this, right? Let's make it in yellow. And now we're gonna turn on the sessions. Sessions. Okay, London started. Now this is a bit tricky, right? Because Bitcoin and the Nasdaq are not the same. As we're gonna see, this is different. This is acting differently than the stock market, right? So this is our first 15 minutes, and what you can see is that in here we are breaking to the downside, right? So are we going to have a bullish bias still? Well, let's see. This was the latest support. Let's see if it's going to respect it or not. All right. So right now, what you can see is that we're testing this area, which is proven to be create some hard sell-offs all the way since here. So this is acting a resistance, 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 resistance 4 times. So is it enough for us to go short in here? Well, not quite, you see, because we do have a bearish order block formed around here. How do we know that bearish order block? Let's take out the session so you can see this clearly. What do we do is we say, okay, listen, this is for me. Where is this? Where's the market structure break? We are doing this more. I think it has not broken yet, right? What is the structure? Higher lows, higher highs. So if we take this as the low, market structure is still intact. But there's some kind of a bearish order block forming here, and you can see it here. So until we take this out, let me see, we will consider this as a potential bearish order block. Let's see where we're at. Again, so how do we draw an order block? Remember, guys, this is no, not this. Yeah, we're gonna take the last up candle before the down candle that broke market structure. So this is a potential bearish order block, right? Where we're seeing some sell-offs. My thesis, okay, is if the stock market is trying to break up and we see this respected, my thesis for now, and I'm going to take you to my trades right now, is that probably if this holds, right, if this was testing, this candle here might work for us as some kind of a breakout. But the condition for this to work is for this to hold. If this doesn't hold, then all bets are off. Okay? This is what we want to see hold. We want to see it range on this area for altcoins to run. And we are seeing some kind of selling, buyings coming out in here. Now, this can break really fast. So I'm not super certain. But now what I'm going to do is take certainty from this NASDAQ orbit strategy that's going up, and I'm going to take you guys to my trades. My trades are probably now down, well, not too much. Now I'm going to take you guys to my trade. So right now on my account, as you can see, on my breakout account, I am long Doge and I'm long Pepe. I'll explain my reasoning behind both, and then we'll get into it. When I noticed this, that was 30 minutes ago, that this was making support and breaking out of this range, I decided to follow the strategy and go long. Now, mind you, Bitcoin is right now like heading down. So you could say, oh, no, we're at resistance. We're going to head down. This is, apocalypse. Everything's going to fall down. But still, we are respecting this strategy that we're testing, right? This orb strategy. So our bias, even though Bitcoin is going down below this range, our bias is still bullish, right? I hope this makes sense soon. And we really want to see this hold. But what I'm seeing right now is that, uh, first of all, let's do Doge. I saw Doge breaking out of the range. This zero point 0.2, like 20 cents, is a super key resistance. Let us draw this, and let me go to the 4 hour for you to understand how significant this is. You can even see it on the chart. Like if I draw a price line, this is the white, right? This is a price line here. Look at this dump, right? This dump was apocalypse back here. I don't have the date, around February. But look at this bounce, right? It bounced exactly at this 20-cent range. And ever since it broke it back in March, 8th of March, it's been acting as resistance, 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 then trying to resistance, but going under again. Now, if it breaks it again decisively, I'm expecting Doge to run. Now, what we're attempting here is a breakout of this range, right? But what we're going to do now is we're going to obviously add one indicator. Guys, you don't want to you don't want to complicate your charts. We're gonna add the volume, and we're gonna try this. Is not perfect. This is the different than trading view, but still, this is a good. We want to gauge the volume on here. Let's see. Why are we not seeing it? You have another volume indicator, unbalanced volume. No, we don't. Okay, doesn't matter. Anyway, we do see that it's trying to break out, and what we want to see is that this is not a fake out. How do we know if it's a fake out? Well, let's go down the 5 minute chart, and now we're going to see the resolution where we want to execute the trades. So what I did is, what I saw this breaking out, and then it was retracing a bit. This is where I entered. You see the green triangle. It did come down a bit, but it's trying to respect this, exactly these two. Okay, 200,005. So the 20 cents is, we want to see it now hold as support. If we see that, then this is going up, right? This is going to probably do a real breakout. What we don't want to see is this being a fake out and erasing this whole move. So our stop loss is going to be right below this area, right? Now remember, the good thing about what I'm liking about prop trading is that you see what you're about to lose with your stop loss. And this is the most important thing, because you do not set your stop loss at a random place when you decide how much you're willing to lose. You place your stop loss when your idea is wrong. And then you set the position size accordingly. So if we can say, okay, our idea is wrong, this is a fake out. This whole candle is going to be faked out. I'm going to place this my stop loss below, and that is how I'm going to determine my position size. Now let's go. Now this is already in a profit. Let's hope it Doge's a big day for Doge. And now we're going to analyze Pepe. Why am I liking Pepe here? Well, let's see. Pepe is also trying to break out of this range. It's been consolidating for a long time. And meme coins have been battered badly, guys. Like on the one hand, yes, they've been battered. Like they've been dumped really harshly. You can see here from the almost 3 cents all the way down to the less than half a cent. So Yeah, they retraced a lot of the movement, but what we're seeing is that a lot of altcoins are coming back to life. We saw that with SPX. Let me show you the chart of SPX. SPX is going crazy. SPX 69,000. Farcoin, SPX. Look at this, guys. It's just straight parabolic movement, already at all-time highs, and probably going to break it. This types of chart have no like no, there's no way to chart them. Like I was doing some money longing, but when you're trying to like scalp a bit and long a bit, it's this is already going parabolic. So there's no entry here, guys. You don't want to be chasing this type of move because most likely you're gonna get wrecked. So we want to see, and you can say the same for Farcoin, right? You don't want to be chasing green dildos, guys. uh, I, I I don't know if this is PG-13, but there are a lot of phrases, like if you if you try to pick bottoms, you get stinky fingers. Well, in this case, if you if you're chasing green dildos, you're most likely gonna get fucked. So we don't want that. You see this? This is about to break out, but we do not want to chase this 40% move and try to guess where's the entry. We don't have an entry on Fartcoin. But we do have an entry on Pepe. We do have an entry. You see, this what made a kind of a parabolic move, and now this is probably going to act as very strong support. We're gonna mark it down here because this 90 cent, if we do get a bearish, this would be a good place to say, hey, this is going to be tested as support for a third time on Fartcoin. Anyway, back to Pepe. Pepe hasn't yet done its parabolic run. That's it. You can see this on the daily. See, it hasn't yet run away. How do we know? Because look at this. This is how Pepe looks like when it's running away and doing parabolic moves. So it hasn't done it. On the other hand, it is putting a bull flag here. You can see it on the daily. So we broke it once over here, right? This is a clear, and what we're putting here is some kind of a bull flag, right? You're gonna see here, you can see it here, some kind of a bullish pennant or bullish flag. I don't I haven't done patterns in a long time. I don't like that those very much because trend lines tend to be subjective, and what I find to be working more are just horizontal price levels. I'm much more comfortable with those guys because those are clear levels. You can see it touching again. Like look at this, right? This is forming this. You can see clear buyers stepping in here, and this is what you want to notice, right? When people speak about the market maker or the institutions, big money or the whales, however you want to call it, you want to see market participants give you signals, right? And the candlesticks are most of the signals that you need in order to trade. What you're seeing here is that this is forming a pattern, this is a range, but what you're seeing here, if you zoom in, what we're seeing here are long wicks of same pressure, which means that this is going down and getting butt up, going down, getting butt up, going down and getting butt up. This long wicks to the downside, this is the stuff we want to see, right? So now what we want to see in Pepe, and we haven't seen that yet, is a breakout of this 1.013 resistance. And we want to see that with volume. So some reason I can't see the volume right now, but we can chart it on TradingView, right? Let's do that. Now, the thing with this strategy is that this is just for day trading, guys. And if this starts making a huge week to the downside and getting back into the range, this can be very easy and validated. So what we want to do is we want to follow some rules, right? So for example, here Doge, if we're over like 1 to 1 risk reward, which is almost there, we want to start advancing our stop loss. Maybe not yet to break even, but let's see where we are, right? For example, here we have our stop loss over here, over this breakout. But now what we want to say is, okay, this is starting to take shape. What I want to see is I want to see this respected. So what we want to do here, we can start reducing risk over here. That's exactly what we want to do. Guys, this day trading requires a certain amount of babysitting. I'm not gonna lie. I would it would be the ideal scenario for me to say, yeah, you just make your charts, set up your orders, go about your day easily. I maybe I'm maybe I'll get there whenever I nail this technique. Like if this strategy keeps working and becoming consistent, I will try to optimize it to a point where I can really just make the analysis work for 1 or 2 hours on the charts a day and just let the market do the rest for the rest of the day. That would be ideal because it allowed me to focus on my products that I'm building, on bringing more content to you guys, and yeah, building in Web3, which is what I truly love. This is something that I'm doing to basically, you know, get get back on track, or even try to build some wealth. So Doge is working really good, guys. I'm liking this breakout. Let's see if it holds. The one that's still undecided is Pepe. These are my two trades right now. I'm not focusing on anything else. That's the Pepe. Okay, so what we're seeing is that Pepe is also starting to work. But this is not a place yet where I'm saying, okay, this is going to be the new support. You see, it's starting to become profits, but it's just slightly. So I'm not going to move up my stop in here just yet. I want to see it break above here, and then I will start raising my stop loss to the latest kind of this John Wick candles as a. I'm gonna bring you guys that calls it the John Wick candles, but basically this long weeks of buying pressure. And those two are going to be our trades for the day, guys. Long Pepe and long Doge. Go meme coins. This is my analysis for the day. Hopefully, what we see here, you see? Oh, look at this. Going back to the technique, going back to the strategy of the orb. We mark this first 15-minute candles. And what we're seeing right now is that we are now starting to enter back into the range. And that is bullish, guys. Why? Because we are holding this kind of buying support. We did not break down, we don't break below this 109, 300 kind of support where we started to break. And this little trend line that we marked over here is really starting to play out. If you see, like we started to break out of this range and then retesting this as support. So right now, this technical analysis is working. But remember, guys, that like London is a bit more mellow in terms of volatility. So it's also a better time for me to bring the live stream to you because I can, share you share all the strategies without being like too without having to react too fast. And ideally, that's how we want our trades to go, right? We want to set our orders, we want to execute our trades without having this strong strong emotions come into play. So now what we want to see this closes either around here, we want to see this get back into here. We don't want to see this range now become resistance, right? Let's see if it works. The way that we would get more confidence is for to see a candle inside this range and hopefully trying to break out. Now this is obviously going to be a very temporary range, guys, because look, we are just like less than $1,000 away from all-time highs, and until we break all-time high, we consider this as resistance. This green line, right? Once we break this green line at 110 with confidence, we're off to the races, right? All-time highs, price discovery for Bitcoin, Bitcoin dominance probably dropping to new lows, not new lows, but hopefully breaking this whole range. This range in Bitcoin dominance, guys, comes back 2 years. This is why I don't remove the trend lines in this chart of Bitcoin dominance, because for those of us, and I know you guys, for those DJs among us who didn't listen to the advice of the wise Bitcoin maxis and are much more altcoin heavy because of the previous cycles, this is a very, 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 very hard lesson on what means to be an apex asset. And Bitcoin is the apex asset. So since November 2022, when we reached a low of around 40%, the place to be in the crypto markets has been, for the most part, only Bitcoin. Only Bitcoin. There has been no true alt season in all in more than 2 years, guys. 20, all of 23, all of 24, now almost getting to the half of 25, so almost 2 years and a half. No real alt season, guys. This year was a fake alt season, and this run from November to December was all the AI agent and meme coin run. This little drop here, and it turned out to be a fake out. So this huge range here is the Bitcoin dominance chart. This huge wedge. Until this breaks down convincingly, and so we start breaking below this 60%. So we still got a 4% down to go. We cannot confidently say that this is alt season. Now, when alt season comes, you're gonna see some crazy stuff, guys, because you have to understand how much capital Bitcoin has accumulating and how much money has come into Bitcoin with all the ETFs and institutional money and government adoption and all these nation states buying Bitcoin. All that capital, not all of that's gonna find its way into altcoin, but some of it will. And with some of it will, you're going to see the 10, 20, 50, and 100 X's in altcoins. But we're not there yet. Like on the very local time, we are seeing some altcoins pop up. And this is this almost 1% move on Bitcoin dominance. So that is what's coming up. I am looking forward for this breaking down decisively, at least for 2 to 3 months, hopefully even 6, and that's gonna be the alt season gun, and it doesn't last for long, guys. It lasts for less than what we would like. So remember to take profits. This strategy is still playing out. So if you would be trading Nasdaq futures, this ARB strategy would now be working perfectly. We would already be in profit. And for Bitcoin, we are still undecided. We want to break inside this range, right? So again, guys, it does not work perfectly, but as long as we're not breaking down, we are still hoping for this to work. Now we see this Pepe Long now in red for a bit, but we do want to see some um, some buyers step in. If not, we'll just cut it off, guys. We don't like go down with the ship when we're day trading. When we're day trading, if this is not working, we just cut it off. We're gonna give it just a few cents more, a few dollars more, to also make sure that we're not just getting stop hunted, right? This if there's if there's something, there's very few things more annoying than getting a huge wick to the downside, getting stopped out just to see your trade play out exactly as you planned it. So beware of the stop hunt, but at the same time, if your stop gets triggered, that's a sign, guys. You know, it's a signal that your idea was wrong. And my idea can always be wrong. You see, I was in a profit, now I'm in a loss. You never know. Maybe it's not yet Pepe's time. Lastly, guys, if if Pepe is going to break out of this 0.013 resistance, which we do hope it does, what we can do is we can go into the smaller altcoins, and I have a meme coin that I've been mentioning a lot, which has been respecting a very healthy uptrend. Its name is Kekius. We have a very clear uptrend over here, and we also have a very clear resistance level over here, which we are trying to break. That resistance is that 40 million market cap. Now remember, guys, this is a meme coin, and this stuff is way more way more volatile and risky than your regular sex traded altcoins like Pepe and Doge. Those are the majors. This is a micro cap, 40 mil, Kekia's Maximus on Ethereum. Super risky. This can go to zero at any time. But what we're looking for instead of it going to zero is it doing something like this, right? So that's a risk, that's a reward. So make sure you're acting accordingly and not putting a large back into it. But if you want to look into this, out of all the meme coins that I'm seeing Kekius Maximus as being having a good potential. You see, okay, so we are seeing some buyers stepping in, right? So what you see here is whenever it is making some downtrends, but whenever it's doing that, let's raise this one. You can see that some like buyers are stepping in more aggressively than what the sellers are trying to sell this coin. So you see this, they're coming in at a higher price every time. And this is what we want to see when we're bullish, right? When we're bullish, we want to see, okay, a lot of a lot of buyers step in here, they're stepping in here, they're stepping in here, they're stepping in here, and you see the battles. Like this is a very clear John Wick candle or a hammer. When you see the battle taking place and buyers almost, like controlling most of the battle here, battle between bulls and bears, being like, you know bulls having like the last say on this candle. And this is another one of this example. What we would love to see is this being a like a fake out to the downside. And now we want to see the bull stepping in on this chart, which is going to end in 6 minutes. And we want to see buyers now dominate this candle. How will we know? Because this is going to be, the battle is going to now, if it does, it's going to start taking place above this white line, right? So you can see this is a temporary support, but this we want to see this hold. If this doesn't hold, and this doesn't hold, and this doesn't hold, and this doesn't hold, then the sellers are going to, you know erase all this buying pressure, and that means that our long idea is wrong. and that mean also that may also mean that Bitcoin is going to break down of this range, and that is not far away, guys. And that is why day trading is more volatile, more dangerous, much more dynamic, and we're not making these swing moves for the next few weeks. We're not focusing on that long term strategy. Now this is a good sign. You see, it's about to make a hammer on Bitcoin. What we want to see is we want to see this enter back into this yellow range. If it does, it's gonna play out together with the orb strategy at the Nasdaq, guys. As you can see on the Nasdaq, this is very clear. Like if we would be trading Nasdaq, we would be healthily up, raising our stop loss here. Now in 4 minutes, raising it here, and that would be nice dandy. Uh, so that would mean this strategy is working for today. No, there's no strategy that's gonna work every time, every day, and every situation, guys. So take that into consideration. That's why we do risk management. There are sometimes that plays don't work, but this is a strategy that I wanted to convey to you yesterday, but my screen wasn't sharing, but now it is. And so there you have it, guys. The orb strategy on the stock market correlated to the Bitcoin and crypto markets. We're gonna let this candle close and end the stream here, guys. If you've been following me, give me a like, send me a comment. This is very different than all the content that I've been doing so far. uh, if it's helping you make money in the markets, I want to know, because the I don't have a paid group. I don't have a community. I don't have this channel. Not, like not a Telegram channel. Nothing. This is me just showing you what I'm doing. And if it starts to work on a consistent basis, then obviously that's going to be great, not only for me but for everyone who's following. And I want to start helping other people as well. So if this was good for you guys, let's give it 2 minutes. Let's hope that Bitcoin comes into this yellow range and that the market keeps going up. Remember, guys, this is the London session, which we're already almost 2 hours in. This is your strategy, working on the London session. But the one that's a big kahuna is the New York session, because that generally starts with some kind of a fake movement, either to the upside or to the downside. New York session is much more volatile. I'm going to show you in this last minute yesterday's New York session. So look at this, guys. You have the London session, right, which was once it set the low, it was very smooth upsailing until this part. You could argue, yeah, this was very volatile. But this is already with New York session. So take a look at New York session. New York session was up, but still look at this week. Look at this. You could not you couldn't have look at this volatility. If you would say, oh, this is the trend line and it's respecting it, this is a surefire way to get wrecked. If you don't get, you would get stopped out here, you get stopped out here, but still the trend is up. So it's not a free ride, guys. So how would have been we would have been played yesterday on the New York Stock Exchange? This would be a range. So yes, it would be up, but you would have been faked out and stopped out very very often. So we're gonna see how we play the New York session. If I do have some time, and that's according to my personal situation here with my kids, and I think it's today my kids end of scholar year party. So we'll see if I can stream on the New York session. If not, guys, This is a strategy. If you didn't catch it, you can go back in time and watch it. It's trying to work out. Let's see how our trades are doing. So Pepe is still struggling. The battle of the bulls and bears is still not decided on this candle. We want to see buyers step in, like what they've done here and here and here and here, but we want to see them turn this into a green candle. If they can't, well, then my trades are wrong. But for now, we're still in profit, just as slightly. And we want to see Doge. Doge, we want to see respect this 20 cents. That's our support, guys. We want to see this breakout be genuine and hold the line here at the 2 cents. Sorry, 20 cents. This is a line on the line on the sand for today. If we do, and this is a legit breakout, well, this is Dogecoin, guys, and it's going to a dollar. So we're not building on a 5x today, but look at what this can do. Like if it does manage to break out here, there's already a 20% move here just until the next resistance, right? This is the next resistance over a 24 and change. This is easily like I'm going to go to the daily move, and then we're going to go to like the potential larger move. See if we get these are different charts, guys, so bear with me. Price range. So if we do perform a move like this, we're looking at a, yeah, 21% move. That could be done in a day, guys. That could be done in a days. But if we're going back to even this resistance, and that is for more of a swing trade, we are now looking at a dun, 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 dun. Almost more than 100%. So more than a double, guys. There's over 100% range. That would be the swing range. And obviously, there's the dollar mark, which is a 5x from here. And that's all. That's Doge, guys. That's the largest like meme coin ever. So do not discard meme coins, guys, especially when it's alt season. Meme coins are here to stay. Obviously, not all of them. Only the 0.001% that make it through the dumps and rug pulls. And yeah, this has been the stream, guys. It's looking good for now. Pepe still slightly down, but we do want to see we do want to see up candles. We want to see it stay above this range. If we do, then we have our breakout candidate above 0.13. Those are my trade todays. We're still for Pepe. We're still at our kind of an entry. If you're seeing the stream now, you can even get a better entry than I did. For Doge, I think it's starting to run, guys. So what we want to do for Bitcoin, oh, see it's back in the range. So this 15-minute orb is now starting to play, come into play for Bitcoin. We want to see it hold this range and turn this into support and eventually this into support. This is a very tight range, guys. This is a very tight range. It's a complicated range because let's take out the sessions. I was telling you that this is starting to form some kind of a bearish order block. If you go to the hourly, there's no doubt that there are some sellers stepping in here and here and here, and you're seeing these dumps. So 110 is resistance, but if we break through it, it's price discovery, above 111, and that's going to retest this real all-time new high. So nothing to be bearish here. Our bias is to the upside, and that is what's going to happen today. All right, guys, we're almost an hour here into the stream, 15 minutes. Hope you enjoyed. Like, share, comment, all the 9 yards. Thanks for being here, guys. Love you all. Have a great day. Bye.